Yeah. Yeah. And the guy don't want it to be a fight.
What's up, y'all? This is KGV of Faith in the building. Venom and Reasons. Know what I'm saying? Hope everybody had a good night. You know what I'm saying? I went to bed kind of late, but yeah. I'm up in that, you know what I'm saying? 10:08 a.m. in the morning. Of course, I get up before that, but yeah, today we going to be looking at black British people, trying to come at us African Americans or black Americans. I'm part of FBA. Like I said before, it's not a cult. There's no main leader. It's none of that. Or ADOS. Basically, they both the same, offspring from slavery. You know what I'm saying? This video right here, people try to make it seem like we don't know nothing or where we from or whatever, which is BS. You know what I'm saying? But last night we had the little listening session with my music. You know what I'm saying? I showed you the music streaming service I have. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Like I said, if you're interested in that, hit me up. $6 a month. Now, I mean, listen to whatever you want to see music videos as well. You could download the songs. You can make your own playlist. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And if you are an artist for real, like an independent artist, you know what I'm saying? I can do that too. I can like upload your music to the service and it'll be everywhere. You know what I mean? If you interested in doing that, that's like $10 a song. I mean, or $10 a song or whatever. Or it can be less. You know what I'm saying? It depends on. Matter of fact, I do like 3 songs for $10. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what this is about today. The Black British Britons and how they trying to come at us. And I've been trying to work on my cameras too because my cameras used to be mad clear. So now I'm trying to see what's the glitch or whatever. Because I was like my last 2 videos was kind of blurry, and I was like, I kept them up, but I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I keep my stuff looking sharp and crisp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna see how this video turned out, see if I have to make any more adjustments. But you know what I'm saying? Let's get into this. You know what I mean, about the Brits and what's going on with them. It's going on. Hold up. Something wrong with this. Yeah. Supposed to have been already set up, but sometimes things happen. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in the mic, there won't be no delay. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Here we go. My people, let's get into it.
We have got to the point where literally
Really?
anybody
A
can make a
commercial?
fully working app without knowing how to
I
code.
like
This is
You say when people say where you from?
America.
No, where's your country?
My country is America. I was born in New York, raised in.
Where your parents from?
My parents are from New York.
Americans, they don't know where they're from, you know.
Americans don't know where they're from.
It's a mystery.
Why is it that black Americans don't have the privilege of just being American? Let me put it this way. Whenever a white European asks an American where they're from, and the American responds from the US, nobody bats an eye. Ironically, actually, if the American has the misfortune of thinking that maybe the question was relating to heritage, and if the American responds with, oh, I'm of Irish ancestry, or I'm German, or I'm Scottish, or I'm Italian, then the European will go up in a frenzy and be like, well, you're not German, you're not Irish, you're not Scottish. But then when a white European or a non-white European question a black American on their origin, let's say, then they'll always question the response, I'm from America. As if being from America for black Americans does not suffice. Do Europeans not know that white Americans did not spawn into North America? White people are not indigenous of North America.
What's the mystery?
Because you must be Caribbean or African or.
What do you mean
something.
Caribbean? Isn't Caribbean a part of America as well?
And that's the stupidity they have, cause they'll be like, "Oh, I'm Caribbean." That's part of that's part of America too, the Virgin Islands and all that. And the crazy thing, like I said on previous videos, when they be like, "Oh, you gotta be Caribbean." So, first of all, Let's keep it 100% gully, all right? All the people that's in Haiti, all the people that's in Jamaica, and they'll be like, oh, I'm Caribbean. First of all, no, you're really not. You're not from there. You're from Africa, just like Black Americans is from Africa, where our ancestors were from Africa. That's first and foremost. Secondly, it's like, how do y'all claim Jamaica or Haiti and places like that you're not originally from? But if we say that we're from New York, like I'm from Harlem, New York, y'all be like, oh, where you really from? I'm from Harlem, New York. My mother's from here. My grandmother was born in Baltimore, Maryland. What are y'all talking about? Y'all sound idiotic. Like, what makes y'all think y'all better? And y'all not even from Jamaica neither. Or Haiti. Or Dominican Republic. Anybody that was in slavery is from Africa. And the crazy thing is that y'all try to make it seem like y'all indigenous to these places, but we're not. And the kicker is, Black people been in America way before Jamestown 1619. We've been over here since 1513. The first real slave revolt was in 1523. Let's keep it 100 between South Carolina and Georgia. 100 slaves that escaped successfully and lived among the Indian tribes. You know what I'm saying? The next it was 65? Come on now, Florida, say Augustine. Come on, man. We've been over here way before Jamestown. And the crazy thing, we've been over here longer than most African countries had they establishments like Angola, like I said, Nigeria, Ghana, all these places that didn't originally have them names. We was here before they had that. So when you hear these people from Britain and Africa be like, oh, where you really from? Where you really from? Because them places wasn't always named that. It was a time when Africa was just called the Dark Continent. Or they called the whole Africa continent Ethiopia. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? My Breton friends that be trying to act like they smarter than us, calling Nike Nike. It's called Nike. His name is Nike, his last name. How y'all gonna tell us about something that we wear, that y'all emulate? How y'all do that? North Face and all that. Y'all trying to say we cosplay? How we cosplaying American stuff when we American? You sound idiotic. And they be like, oh, I'm Jamaican, I'm Haitian. No, where are you really from? Because to keep it 100, most of y'all don't even have census that go back to the 17, 1800 like America do. Let's keep it 100. Some of y'all don't even have birth certificates in African nations. Let's keep it 100. And all y'all be like, I'm Ghanaian, I'm Kenyan. Most of y'all people is saying that from a modern point of view, not from a 1600, 1500, 1300, 1700, 1800 point of view. Y'all saying it from when them countries and places became established and these modernized places they are now, like I said, like Angola, but Nigeria, Ghana. Nigeria started in 1960. So look at that. It's like y'all trying to move slick. Like, oh, we know where we're from. No. Y'all saying that because y'all basing it off of when those countries came into being. 1960 and stuff like that. Which is not even that far away. My sister was born in 1966. You know what I'm saying? So that's not even far away. But my grandmother and them here way longer than most of y'all had your African countries. So for y'all to be trying to act like we don't know where we from and we do. I know my DNA test is Nigerian and all that. But we far away from y'all, far moved away from y'all because we've been over here over 500 years. Facts. So when y'all be talking that crazy crap about, oh, American, Black American, that's what we do. Y'all say we have no culture, but y'all still emulate that. Come on, y'all trying to be more than what y'all are. Are y'all forgetting that your ancestors are from Africa? So when y'all claim Jamaica and Haiti and all that, y'all doing the same exact thing? Y'all just nothing but hypocrites. And like I said, the ones that be talking about I'm Kenyan and I'm Ghanese and all that stuff, that's because y'all going by when those places came into existence. Not like I said, 1300, back then when it was the 1300, 1400, 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800s. Come on. Like Haiti, you like to brag about, oh, we had the first slave revolt, we took over, we got independence. First of all, y'all had that revolt in the 1700s. The first revolt, real revolt, was in 1523. Let's keep it 100. And they were successful and lived among the Indians. And they in the first world country, first power, superpower country. So I'm no disrespect, but let's keep it 100. Let's keep it all the way funky. Because y'all like to brag about Haiti did this. First of all, the ancestors everywhere else didn't know about that. There was no social media. There was no internet. There was none of those things. There was barely newspapers and radio transmissions. You know what I'm saying? Back then, anyway, 1700s. And then on top of it, let's keep it 100. Y'all hypocrites. Because y'all, like I said, y'all doing the same exact thing. Oh, we're from here. And then, like I said, again, I'm going to reiterate, the ones that be knowing where they from and all that is because y'all going by the history of when it began. Like I said, Nigeria is 1960. And a lot of them was in the 60s only. And none of them was really back in the 13, 14, 15, 1600s and all that. And that's facts. It's like Iran. Where's the Iran? Iraq used to be Babylon. You know what I'm saying? That name changes and stuff. And then they be coming to these new places and modernizations. So when y'all be sitting there like we don't know where we at and where we from, yes, we do. But we so far removed from y'all that it doesn't even matter. And then, like I was saying about the Haitians and the 1804 thing, they talk about it a lot because it's supposed to have been successful. But I'm going to keep it 100. How successful was it really? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the 100 enslaved Africans that was over by South Carolina and Georgia, they escaped and lived among the Indians. You know what I'm saying? Never went back to slavery. That's successful. And they in the superpower country. Haiti trying to be like, oh, we the ones who encouraged. No, y'all didn't, because they didn't. My ancestors didn't even know anything about that, and most of them wasn't able to read and write anyway, because that was against the law. They can get hung and killed for that. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all be saying 1804, you know what I'm saying? How successful was it really? I mean, y'all still in the same state y'all been in 1804. Freedom, but not free financially. Y'all live in poverty, third world. And it's crazy to me because there's like a lot of people from these countries be looking down on FBA people, ADOS people, people who ancestors made it possible for them to come over here. You know what I'm saying? That's the song people should listen to. I got called We Shall Never Fold. I might put it on here for real, because I think that needs to be heard. I mean, because it's crazy how third world countries trying to put us down. And the crazy thing, y'all come over here and act like y'all doing better than us, and y'all not. Like I said, the numbers don't lie. We got 9 million Black Americans with degrees, from associates, bachelors, masters, PhDs. Over in the UK, they got like 2.7. We have over 1.9 trillion in spending power, more than most all the African countries, including the UK, added all up together. Can't compete. If Black Americans wanted to start their own nation, we would be up there with the American, and we would not be no third world country. And that's facts. Black American businesses, which y'all hardly own in UK, has over 2.11 billion in revenue. You know what I'm saying? We own more houses and land than people in the UK when it comes to Black people. And even in America, when y'all be like, oh, we got business and but y'all not doing better than us. And it shouldn't even be this way, like a competitive thing. But because we live rent-free in your head, hey, we ain't thinking about y'all like that. And I'd be hearing y'all say, oh, African booty scratches and things of that nature. The funny thing about that is that I grew up in New York, and we didn't really grow up around no Africans like that. And only person who said African booty scratchers was us to other Black Americans. See, we played the dozens or joning or snapping on each other. You know what I'm saying? Some people did it to toughen you up for a tough world of being Black in America. So your skin be tough. You let things bounce off of you. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like psychological warfare training. You know what I'm saying? But for y'all to be like, oh, they call this African booty scratches, I'll be like, I'm 53 years old, and I never, ever, physically in front of me in my environment seen somebody call an African that. And I've been around Africans in the whole nine. know what I'm saying? And I never seen nobody from the Black American persuasion call anybody that. I seen them call other people that, like people within our own circles, know how to fun. But far as like seeing that done on a level like being mean to Africans and all that, nah, I can't say that I seen that because that wouldn't even be true. I never seen that. So yeah, let's get back into this. That's crazy though.
That's Congo
And Jamaican.
and Jamaica. What continent is Jamaica in?
Why is Jamaican a good enough identity? Because I don't know if many people know this, but how did black people go to Jamaica? Why is Jamaican a good enough identity for black people, but black American isn't? Think.
Becoming increasingly difficult for me to maintain my patience and try to speak with a certain level of empathy for other people when it pertains to Black Americans. But why is it so hard for Black Europeans to understand that Black Americans are not immigrants in America and that we are American?
I was born in the EU, grew up in the United States, then came back to Europe. In the US, where they're from, like, you know, like, where are you from? Where are your roots from? Most of the time, they're going to tell you something like, I'm from Washington, D.C., I'm from New York, but, you know, I have grandparents who were born in Florida, and so on. And so if you have somebody in Europe, a black person where they're from in Europe, they will almost never tell you that they're Paris, or I'm from Marseille, or I'm from Lyon, or whatever. They're going to tell you, I'm from Congo, I'm from Cameroon, I'm from Guadeloupe. To say bluntly, I don't think that most African Americans realistically know where they are from, and that's not like a thing to like put them down, like to put African Americans down as a whole down. It's just it's
Actually, it is. It's a little sneaky way of putting us down. And second of all, like I just said, and he just said it. Oh, we know where we from. No, y'all don't. The only people that can say that, like I said, is the people that's in the modern times. Like I said, Nigeria is 1960. I can go on the list if it need be and show y'all people the year these countries started, or y'all can go do research yourself and see that I'm not capping. You know what I'm saying? These dudes be like, oh, we know what else we do. We do. Like I said, I know where I'm from. I got Ibu in me, which is one of the children of Israel's. You know, and so does my wife. You know, and we ain't blood related, you know what I'm saying? We don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? I just seen a video when people were like, oh, Black American culture is American culture, which is true because it's our Black American culture is America's culture, meaning what we started, not the other Americans, you know what I'm saying, but Black Americans started. You know what I'm saying? We eat our own foods, our own breakfasts and stuff of that nature. Y'all trying to talk about us and y'all eat beans and toast just like the English. Y'all do what the English do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all even talk like them for y'all to be like, oh, y'all don't have any language. Y'all talk English too. We have AAVE, our own English, complex language. Deeper than yours. Our one statement of word can mean more than one thing depending on the tones. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Y'all need to get over yourselves. Because y'all don't have nothing like us. Money-wise, any of that. Education-wise, I can keep going on. Y'all wouldn't even have hip-hop. No Central C. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Africa won't have no Burna Boy with his culture vulture self. He ain't nothing but another Drake. You know what I'm saying? All these culture vultures. Facts.
the result of history. I mean, like, if you think
Time I see someone from the diaspora make a video like this, it's always in bad faith and or being extremely disingenuous as to your knowledge and understanding of what it means to be Black American, especially if you had lived in America most of your life. It didn't upset me. It's more annoying than anything, because for a Congolese man from France that is an immigrant in France, for him to live in America mostly his whole life, like he said, and still not understand that when you ask a Black person where they're from, me, for example, I'm from New York. My mom's father is from Bowligi, Alabama. My mom's mother is from Millen, Georgia. My great grandmother is from Millen, Georgia. She was enslaved in Millen, Georgia.
Oh, my bad.
So that is where we're from. Then we moved to New York, and that I became from New York. And before my great great grandmother, they were in Georgia. Before them, they were in Georgia. From the slave ship to Georgia. I'm not sure why that is hard to comprehend. And his argument would have been so different if he spoke about the whole Americas. But for some reason, it is okay for a Jamaican to say they're Jamaican, for a Bayesian to say they're Bayesian, for a Haitian to say they're Haitian, for a Dominican to say they're Dominican, for a Brazilian to be Brazilian, so forth and so on. I just, it gets to a point where it's like, enough, man. Enough. Like, I know you guys want America to be a white country so bad because this is the place you all move to for opportunity and to work and to make it. And the fact that you can't comprehend, even though you understand what Black Americans are, your talking points are always, they don't know where they come from, because how can you be from Georgia? But anybody else in the region, you're fine with them being from where they're from. And it doesn't make sense. And until you get it, just stop. Just stop. Stop.
Okay, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. What is up with British people's obsession with Black Americans? I had a friend, she was actually from Amsterdam, but it doesn't matter. She introduced me to two people that lived in London, and we were on like a group FaceTime one day. First of all, they start talking shit about New York, how it's dirty, da da da. First of all, not too much on New York. I feel like if you're not from New York or if you don't live in New York, you can't talk.
It's gonna be talking about my city. First of all, when y'all got dirt roads and stuff, that's crazy to me. Have you ever seen some African places, places over there? You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the people from Britain too. Y'all be trying to act like y'all good to go and y'all really not. Y'all just basically kind of blended in with the Europeans, the real Europeans. Cause I seen, it's crazy. Cause I seen videos where when the Queen died and people from all these places, Black Brits were standing in line, they was being questioned like, "Where you from?" "Oh, I'm from London." "I know where you really from." I seen white people do that to them. So yeah, y'all are hypocrites, straight hypocrites.
Shit on New York. I live in New York, so I have my own personal problems with New York, and I can talk about New York if I want to, but if you don't live here, you can't talk about it. Anyway, so they start talking about New York, and then they're like, "Oh, where are you from? Da 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 da." And I was like, "Oh, I'm Caribbean, and my mom is from this island." And they were like, "Oh, yeah," because I was about to say, like, Black Americans, they don't know where they're from, and da 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 da. Bro, do y'all know slavery was a thing? Like, are we forgetting slavery? Like, everybody knows that slavery was a thing and that a lot of Black Americans don't know where they're from because of slavery. Like, they're acting like that's not abnormal. That's not normal to not know where you're from if you're Black American. If you're an immigrant like my parents are, or yeah, if you're an immigrant, then obviously like you migrated to the United States, so you know where you might know where you're from, yeah, because your parents are not from the US. But if your parents are from the US, your parents are from their parents are from the US, their parents are from the US, and so on. Obviously, you might not know exactly where you're from because you're not native to America, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Obviously, honestly, if you want to be real, if you want to go technical with it, we're all from Africa. If you're Black, you're from Africa.
That's true what she's saying. When you're Black, you're from Africa, somewhere in that region. So from what I understand, there's only 3 places in Africa that's old as Black people in America being in America. And that's Morocco, Egypt, and Ethiopia. But all the other countries, every other country in Africa started between the 1950s and the 1960s. So once again, when people say, "Oh, we this and we that, we're Kenyan, we're Ghanaians, we this and we that," they're basing it off of dumb countries becoming into establishment in those years. They're not, like I said, going back to the 15 and 16, 17, 1800s. And most of them won't even have that many census that go that way far back. America does. I can see census from my great-great-grandmother from the 1800s. Her name is Bertha Barnett. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. People be capping, but I'm saying they trying to be slick with it. Cause they'll be like, we know where we from, but they're not telling you about how old their country is and how when it came into being, they'll make it seem like it's been a long time, like way, way back in slavery days, and it's a lie. Most of them places in Africa came about in the 1950s and the 1960s. There's only 3 countries older than us, Black Americans, and that's Ethiopia, Morocco, and Egypt. Facts. So that's why sometimes when people talk, I'll be getting irritated. Like this young queen right here saying, oh, so Black America don't know where we from. That's not true. A lot of us do know where we from. We just so far removed from them places that we don't have no connection to them like that. You know what I'm saying? I know I got 23andMe and I got Ancestry.com. You know what I'm saying? I see the Spanish in me. I see the Irish. I see the East African and the West African, the Igbos, the Bantus and all that. You know what I'm saying? The Italian side of me, all that. It's just that we so far removed from y'all. And like I said, we've been over here longer than these people been in the countries that they claim. That came about in the 1950s and 60s. Remember the civil rights movement and all that was in the 60s and all that. What was that? The Voting Act or the Housing Act, 1965, 1964? Think about it. Think about the timeline. When this was going on, these countries was just first starting. They didn't even exist. So like Martin Luther King in them times. Come on, man. That's crazy. And then y'all be trying to run with it. Even Jamaica and Haiti, y'all can't really talk because y'all not really from them places. So when y'all be like, oh, I'm from Jamaica. The reason I say you're not from them places, because how can you be from them places but we can't be from here? How? How is that possible? Y'all hypocrites.
But because of slavery, they took some people from Africa, they dropped them off in the Caribbean, they took the next group, dropped them off in this location, took the next group, dropped them off in the United States. Like, I thought we all knew that. Like, what is this obsession with Black Americans and not knowing where they're from? Like, I thought, yeah, we kind of know. They don't know where they're from. We don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I thought we all kind of knew, like, yeah, Black Americans don't know where they're from because of slavery. Like, why is this, like, such a big thing? Like, oh. And another guy, I put my location on Hinge to London because I'm going to London for my birthday. And another guy asked me the same thing. They were like, oh, what's your heritage? And do you know where your ancestors are from? And I was like, yeah.
Hey, yo, check this out. Haiti. Hey, yo, it says Black Americans in America in 1619, even though I know that we was here way before that. But, they got to get their props for Jamestown. It said the difference is Black Americans had already been in the United States for 185 years before Haiti became a free republic. Black Americans been over here before Jamaica even existed. You know what I'm saying? On August 6, 1962 is when Jamaica became what they are now. And we was over here. It says the difference between Black Americans has been in the U.S. for 343 years before Jamaica gained its independence from Britain. So, like I said, a lot of these places, they didn't even exist on the level they exist now. You know what I'm saying? So when they be like, I'm Jamaican, I'm Haiti, we was over here before they even became any of those things. That's crazy to me. And I'm coming with the facts. Because like I said, some people, they be debating with Jamaicans, Haitians, whoever, and they don't come with the facts. They'll leave things out. I always tell y'all guys, I'm detail orientated. Like, dude, I don't leave no stone unturned.
I was like, yeah, my mom is from this island. I'm from the Caribbean. And they're like, honestly, no, he didn't even argue with me. I thought he was going to argue with me, but he didn't. I feel like if I would have said I'm just black or whatever, then he probably would have argued with me. But because I said, yeah, I'm Caribbean and my mom's from this island, I feel like he didn't argue with me. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I would have said black, he would have been like, you don't know where you're from. I don't know why that pisses me off so much. Every time I see a video.
It shouldn't, because like I said, people do know where they're from. You know how many people I got on my list for DNA when it come to all the people in America that took that test, them DNA tests. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm going to reiterate it. Most of these countries ain't coming to the 1950s and 60s. So when they brag about, oh, my mother from Cameroon, or they, man, like I said, there's only 3 countries that don't apply to. And that's Egypt, Ethiopia, you know what I'm saying, and Morocco. But far as all them other African countries, Benin, whatever you want to call it, Zambia, all those countries, they all knew. So when they trying to get at you like, oh, my family is from Kenya and we from this, is because they're going from when it became modern. They're not going way back, like I said, the 13, 14, 1500s and all that type of stuff, because they didn't even have censors. And most some people, a lot of them don't have birth certificates. And that's facts. You go, anything I'm saying, you go look up yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just like I seen the thing when the Somalians like, oh, they don't even know their fathers. And y'all got a high rate of single mothers with bastardized children. Let's keep it 100. And then all the other countries like Jamaica, which is part of America, really, just like the Virgin Islands and all that. Come on, man. The funny thing is, they be trying like, the hate me like, oh, we the first black American. No, you're not. We was over here way before y'all. Because I know what they doing. They trying to go by, oh, Haiti and Jamaica and Americas. No, sorry. That's not flying over here. Y'all try so many different ways. Y'all could never be transparent. Y'all always want to try one-up us, and it's stupid. And it's sad because it ain't like it's like Saved by the Bell and stuff. Like, how old are we? Are you serious? We live rent-free in your head, for real? And then everybody talking about Pan-Africanism and all this, getting together. We did Sun City. We did all that. How much y'all did for us? How many people from these tribes came and rescued us? None. And then y'all come over here, then y'all be calling out ancestors cotton pickers. And you sound like an idiot because them same people could be some of your ancestors. You don't know. They just came picking off people and sending them in ships. Even though I know some of them was the children of Israel that fled from to the west coast of Africa, which is where the transatlantic slave trade happened. They fled from Jerusalem in 70 AD when it was destroyed by the Romans. Come on, man. Let's keep it going.
They do like the public interviews and they're like, what do you hate about Americans? And they're like, they don't know where they're from. Like, shut up. Like, everyone knows we don't know where we're from because of slavery. Like, everybody knows that. Like,
But that goes for them too. Like I said, more of them people that be saying that stuff is based off of modern countries that they know about because they came from there now. But they don't know back 200 years. They don't know all that. Like I said, they didn't have census like America got census. Some places only got 1-2 census. Some people can't even go back at all. And like I said, some of them don't even have birth certificates. Let's keep it 100 up in here.
America is a country that's built off of other people's shit. I don't know. I feel like everyone kind of knows that. And it's really so annoying when people constantly say that Black Americans don't know where they're from. What is your obsession with...
Hi. How are you? It's Brenda. I was just thinking about, as I've been doing a lot of research, did you know that most Black people in America can only go back to their great-grandparents or their great-great-grandparents historically? We can't go back any further because all the records were destroyed. Did you know that most Black people in America don't know where they came from, what country? You know you came from Germany, from France, from Italy, okay? Most of us don't even know. But I've been doing a lot of research.
There go another person saying that most people don't even know. That's not true. Like I said, I did my test, and when I look at the list of all them people, I got over 15,000 people related to me on my list. So for her to say most people don't know, they don't know, they know. Just say that you don't know where you're from. Stop generalizing, because that's another thing that they weaponize, and that's stupid. Just because you don't know don't mean nobody else. You can't speak for nobody else. And that's another dumb thing that happens with some of us.
And it shouldn't be controversial, but it's always interesting when they want to hide our history and delete our history because they don't want us to find out. All right. Most of us were either from the lost tribes, Jewish tribes, the lost tribes of Israel was probably maybe half of us. And if you have the sickle cell anemia trait, then you were from the lost tribes more than likely. And the other portion of us, our ancestors were already in America. Yes, from the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, we were already.
The Libas and the Igbo people, is part of the children of Israel. And I have, like I said earlier, I have Hebrew in me, such as my wife. Yeah, we have Hebrew in us. They supposed to be a part of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? They follow always all the cultures of the biblical text and everything.
In America, yes, we were the first ones on this land way before Christopher.
Oh yeah, another thing, because she said most people only can trace back to their great grandparent. That's not true, because I got my great grandmothers and my great great grand. I got my great grandmother on my family tree, and my great great grandmother, and that's facts. You know what I'm saying? I got my grandmother, my grandmother's mother, and my great grandmother's mother on my list. That's Bertha Barnett. You know what I'm saying? Who named him last name turned to Larkins.
Columbus, and the proof is there, and I've read the proof, seen the proof, heard the proof.
Okay. And Columbus had a black navigator.
Okay, it's been hidden. I'm not even going to ask the question why, because everything that has to do with us in America has a question mark behind it. But I will say, if you're hungry enough.
Hey everybody, Walton Goggins here. Starting a business is never easy, but with GoDaddy Arrow, that
to find out who you are, where you came from, it is available to you. You just got to do some research. Is it going to make people mad? Yeah. Is it a lot of us that don't care and don't want to know? Yeah. But I want to know, and our DNA doesn't go back far enough. Okay? And that's because the DNA companies don't go back any further. Because if they did, the truth would be revealed. So if you...
That's not really true. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we say stuff that we don't really have no real facts on, because there's DNA companies that go so far back that I'm going to give you a perfect example. 23andMe go far back. That's how I know that I'm related to a couple of people. You know what I'm saying? And mainly one of them is King Ramses II. You know what I'm saying? From biblical times in Egypt. I have a lineage with him. You know what I'm saying? King Ramses II. So that's not true, because they actually do take these skeletons from mummies and all that, and they do DNA tests on them. That's how you got documentation like the Jesus strand, which I don't know how they did that one, because Jesus is, Yeshua ascended to heaven. So I don't know how they did that one. But far as all the other people, yes, they do go and get DNA from these different places and different people, and they run them to see if they have any, descendants or offsprings that's around and stuff of that nature.
You've done your DNA, you need to hold on to those results, because you can look up your DNA if it goes back far enough with all of the traits, and you'll see where we go back to. Yeah, I want to know, and I'm digging, and I want to find out. Most of us are geniuses, brilliant, rhythmic. With everything we get in, we excel. Have you noticed? Tiger Woods got in golf, took over, became the best. Michael Jordan in basketball took over, became the best. Okay, and it's not only just in basketball, track and field, the sciences. We have so many genius kids. My son is a genius. He graduated magna cum laude. All right, my grandbaby is...
Yeah, I feel that. I feel on that. You know what I'm saying? I was dealing with computers and getting into computers way back in the 80s when they had the monochrome screens. You know what I'm saying? I was messing with radio waves when I was in junior high school and all that. Even found a way to connect to the internet. And I know people like, you capping. Nope. Because see, the internet been around since the 60s and 50s and on. It which became public. It was a military type of thing. But it became public. You know what I'm saying? So you have all these like American Online, dial-up and all this stuff. And then it evolved from that to where we at now. But yeah, I did a lot of things. Just saying, learned a lot of things. I was born like that. Like I always was a sponge. I'm over analytical. You know what I'm saying? I was being at 12th grade level in the 4th grade, all that. My brother, you know what I'm saying? My twin was spelling words like encyclopedias in the 3rd grade. Come on now. Yeah, we know dummies, for real, for real. My sister been like a registered nurse for over 30-some years. She shock trauma, all that. We got smartness in our family, military, all that. But yeah, let's go on.
a genius. She's in the genius program right now. So we have brilliance in us. Never get fooled, never think you don't, and dig and find out who you are. Yeah, they always call me an angry black woman. No, this is the way I talk, and that's another label they've always put on us. Every time we want to talk about something important, they label us the angry black woman, and they do that to shut us down. Don't be shut down, don't be fooled, dig and find out who you are and where you come from, and you will be not only excited, but shocked by it.
The Bible teaches us like not to get into genealogy too much. I don't think it's saying that we shouldn't know anything at all, but that shouldn't be the wholeness of our lives, like just that. You know what I'm saying? But I think we ought to know where we from. You know what I'm saying? On that scale of genealogy, like we should know that. Like my mother, daddy is white with blue eyes and he's Cuban. You know what I'm saying? I never met him, but yeah. So that's where the European side of me come from. And a lot of people be like, cause even my sister be like, but I don't got the Spanish in me, but y'all got this in my DNA, as in my DNA, like from Portugal and Cuba and all that type of stuff. But from what I learned about DNA, it can skip people. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen the DNA testing with two identical twins, like how me and my brothers are identical twins, and one twin had more DNA ethnicities of one group more than the other. You know what I'm saying? That's how DNA works. Like you might see people like kids say, "Oh, my mother is Puerto Rican, and my daddy Puerto Rican." So yeah, of course you're gonna be Puerto Rican. But the crazy thing is, say that child grow up and they have kids with a black guy or white guy. That Puerto Rican stuff start filtering out. It don't always show up in all the kids and everything like that. And I know that sounds weird, but it's truth. That's how DNA works. It don't. That's why you can have people like, oh, that's not my child. They got light hazel eyes, and they could have skipped all these generations from your granddaddy or your auntie or somebody, and then show back up in that child, even if it disappeared for years or decades. For real, you can go research everything I'm saying. No need to cap. We trying to build together. You know what I'm saying, baby?
The question is, where are you from? If you ask somebody in the U.S. where they're from, like, you know, like, where are you from? Where are your roots from? Most of the time, they're going to tell you something like, I'm from Washington, D.C., I'm from New York, but, you know, I have grandparents who were born in Florida.
And they telling the truth. Why y'all trying to make it mean something else? Like I said for the 1,000th time, they doing that because these modern countries in Africa, they basing it off of now. They not basing it off of back then. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they trying to be slick. When I know I'm from, and then I keep reiterating because it's irritating. It triggers me because I'm like, y'all niggas are idiots. Y'all trying to act like y'all smarter than us, and y'all can't even comprehend basic knowledge.
And so on and so forth.
And the only logical answer to that question would be,
Live chat for Shopify helps you deliver excellent customer service and increase sales.
I get tired of that.
Guide
from the United States, because that's literally where we're from. Like, I'm really confused as to what other answer would you be looking for from a Black American?
Whereas if you ask somebody in Europe, I say Europe, I'm actually in France, but if you ask, it's the same really all across Europe. If you ask somebody in Europe, a Black person where they're from in Europe, they will almost never tell you that they're from, you know, X city. They're not gonna, like, for example, in France, they're not gonna be like, yeah, I'm from Paris, or I'm from Marseille, or I'm from Lyon, or whatever. They're gonna tell you I'm from Congo, I'm from Cameroon.
And you know why they're gonna tell you that? Because there's something called immigrants in those European countries. So those people who, if you ask them where they're from, they're gonna say Congo or Cameroon or some other African nation. They're saying that because they're immigrants, first, second, third, whatever generation, which is not the same as being a Black American. So,
and that's facts. That's facts. She said they immigrants, and most of these immigrants coming from newly made countries from the 1950s and the 60s, Benin, all those places, in Zambia. I can name so many countries that's like that. Majority of them, like I said, Egypt, Morocco, and Ethiopia is the only countries outside of that. But all them other countries, started in the 1950s and 60s. So when you hear them say that, they be like, I'm from here, because they going by that timeline. They not going back to slavery timeline to be like, oh, I know where I'm from. That's why it's BS. And that's why they do that. They try to up us, but they're not even being genuine. They not being transparent. They not saying, oh yeah, my people, this and that. You know, when the country came about, they not doing that. They not going back to slavery, because I guarantee you take it back to the slavery days and all that in Jamaica, Haiti, and those places. They won't be able to say that. You know what I'm saying? The funny thing, Ethiopia is the only place in Africa that wasn't colonized or ever forced to do anything. They the only ones. Everybody else been touched by the man. You know what I'm saying? But Ethiopia wasn't. I got to get that Ethiopia Bible. I need that in my life. You know what I'm saying? I need that Bible. That Western Bible we use and all that, we all get comfortable with that. But it's missing stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself why they remove stuff. Because then people want power. And if it's words with power, it's just like the slave Bible. You know what I'm saying? They took everything that talked against slavery out to make it seem like it was okay to have slavery. But yeah, I need that in my life. But like she was saying, they immigrants. And the truth is, it's based off of the modern countries. It ain't based off of days of slavery. When these places wasn't named that. Like I said, Africa used to be called the whole continent was called the Dark Continent. And there was a time when it was all called Ethiopia. And that's facts.
Let's get this straight.
Like to say bluntly, I don't think that most African Americans realistically know where they.
We know where we from, like I said before. And you know what's dumb about this dude right here? Because he's saying, oh, I'm not going to say him from France, but here go the dumbness right here. First of all, if you're born there, then that's your nationality. Even if you're black, your race is black. Your ethnicities may be African descent or from Africa, but your nationality would be France. Your nationality would be the UK, United Kingdom. That would be your nationality. You know what I'm saying? Because you are wherever you born at. That's why you got white people in South Africa, which kind of throw a lot of people off. Be like, I'm South African. Yeah, but their ethnicity is European. You know what I'm saying? Their race is white. That's what I'm saying. People just be saying whatever.
Are from. And that's not.
Why do so many immigrants think this? Like, we know exactly where we came from. Like, we come from the United States, but why do so many immigrants, especially from the African continent, why do so many of y'all think that the only valid identity is identities that come from the continent of Africa when it pertains to black people?
It's because they try and set us up, sis. You know what I'm saying? This is what they doing. Do you know that right now they got like some type of reparation council over there trying to dig and connect with us so they can kind of get reparations from America and places of such, you know, that has slavery? First of all, if your people wasn't a slave in America, y'all African people and Jamaican and Haitian people don't deserve anything from us, because y'all wasn't a part of that. That's like us coming there and saying, y'all getting reparation, we 1 and 2. And we're not from over there. How that work? But they are doing that. You can go research that too. They trying to connect with us. Why do you think so many of them is backpedaling like, oh, we're black? The same people like Somalians. We not black, we Arab. No, y'all not Arab. Y'all black. And y'all some very reckless people. I seen how they trying to attack the Navy ships and got dealt with, blew up their whole facility and everything. The Navy was not playing with y'all. Y'all coming in little boats like y'all can go against the American army military. Y'all bugging. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all come over here with that same mentality. If you really look at it, they got that same mentality. Not all of them, but a lot of Somalians got that same mentality as them pirates. That's why you see them on here bragging about go work for me, white man, make my money, and all that craziness they be doing. And even some Africans, I seen them do that. Like, we over here to take advantage. I seen them make videos like that. You can go look those up. I'm not capping. Let's keep going.
So if you got brown skin, the only identity that's valid is the African identity, which is the reason why you keep telling us that we don't know who we are, we don't know where we came from, because we don't associate ourselves with no specific country over in Africa. So somehow our identity as Americans just is not valid. It just couldn't be valid. But somehow, though, y'all don't do that to the South Americans, even though our history is very much similar. It's cool to be Brazilian and Colombian and Dominicana and Puerto Rican, but it's not okay to be Black American.
Like, there's a search for identity in the U.S. Like
Actually, no, it's not. I'm gonna say that I'm teen time. That's not true because most of us know where we from, but we just don't run with it because like wow, I seen African Americans go to Africa and get double charged and get taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Y'all charging people one price and then charging us another. Come on now and get off of that.
In terms of African American. Now, you take that and then you look at black people in Europe generally, not all. The history is a little bit different there because, again, you're the first person born outside of your nation. You know where you're from. Like, you know where your roots are from. Like
I said, because it's based off of modernization and these new countries. It's not based off of slavery timeline. It's based off of this 50s and the 60s. Come on now. Y'all trying to play us, nigga. We ain't stupid.
Your identity is not necessarily a mystery to you because your parents, like, it's very, very clear where.
Why would I be searching for an identity?
Build a website you love with Wix.
Hey, yo.
For your words,
why would I be searching for an alternative identity? Why would I feel like I don't know who I am or like my identity as a human being?
That's killing me how they be doing that. Like, yeah, I don't know your identity. I know we more successful than every other black nation on the earth, and that's facts. No other black-skinned kinfolk who ain't kinfolk that don't act like kinfolk is competing with American blacks. You know what I'm saying? FBA, ADOS, they not competing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't competing with us. They not competing with the indigenous blacks of America. They not competing with us. Like I said, 2.11 in black businesses revenue. You know what I'm saying? 9 million degrees versus 2.7 over there across the pond. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. We have more ownership than they do when it comes to houses and land and all that. In America and over across the pond. Let's keep it 100. Y'all can't compete with us. So I understand why y'all trying to use these little corrupt talking points to make y'all seem better than us, and y'all not. Numbers don't lie, baby. We got way more degrees than y'all. Associates, masters, PhDs, bachelors. 1.9 trillion in spending power. We could be our own nation and still be a superpower. Come on, man. These are facts. Y'all barely own anything. I know Idris Elba got a restaurant over across the pond, but how many of y'all common folks own anything? Y'all wait for the other people. Let's keep it 100. We got 50 Cent, Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? We got mad Ryan Coogler. We got mad people over here that run things in Hollywood and making money, owning studios. What y'all got? Y'all can't compete with us. Y'all need to stop that. I don't understand why y'all do that. Like, why do we live in your head? We shouldn't live in your head. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all rather do that than come together as one. That's foolish. And then y'all be like, oh, the FBA started. No, we didn't. Are y'all forgetting Pan-Africanism started in America, not in Africa? It's out there to run up with y'all and rock with y'all. When I was coming up, we was proud to talk about Africa and the countries of Africa. You know what I'm saying? We ain't look at y'all in no negative way. Y'all come over here like, what you looking at, nigga? You stupid nigga. You drug dealer nigga. Come on, man. Let's keep it 100. We wasn't doing that to y'all. Y'all be lying about the African booty scratchers. Like I said, I'm 53. Born 1972, Harlem Hospital. Harlem, New York, Lenox Avenue, 135th Street. And I never heard nobody call an African booty scratcher. And I was out in them streets, baby. Y'all tripping and lying. And if it did happen to you, it's far and few between. It ain't like, oh, black Americans doing that. Come on, man. Y'all just be doing too much. And don't be on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't be on nothing.
Or as a black woman was just some sort of a mystery. Why would I feel like that? When if I live with myself every single day, when I wake up in the morning, I look at myself every single day, and I have never once questioned who I am or what I am. I have never asked the question, who am I? I don't know who I am. I don't know where I came from. I'm just lost. I just got dropped from the heavens. I got dropped from the space of Mars. I don't know who the fuck I am. No, that's not how it works. Your identity is shaped based off of where you are, where you are born, who you have proximity to, the culture that you came up in. Africa is not the only valid identity for Black people. And that's the thing that y'all need to get through y'all thick ass skulls. Africa is not the only valid identity. People who live outside of it have an identity of their own. And we don't need yours. We don't need you to tell us who we are. We're not looking for sympathy. We're not looking for nothing from you guys. Okay? We just are who we are. You are who you are. Let's respect that.
Fact.
But let's not get it twisted and make it seem like we just are looking to reconnect with some random African nation, and like we just don't know who the fuck we are. And that's not happening. So miss us with this shit, please.
So where are you from? Tennessee. Okay, then where are your parents from? Tennessee and Mississippi. Yikes, where are your grandparents from? Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. Okay, where are you really from? Okay, if you want to know where my ancestry is from, you can just ask that. Oh, then where does your ancestry come from? West Africa. Oh, which country? Okay, so during the time of chattel slavery, there were no established countries in Africa yet, so enslaved Africans were being brought from different regions and tribes in Africa. Then which region? West Africa. Oh, so like Ghana? Again, Ghana was not established at that time, so there is no specific country that we can pull from. So if there is no specific...
See, he even said Ghana was not... See, I'm telling you, I know I'll be talking about.
Specific country, then that would just make you American, no? So I actually can be Black, African American, and American. That's one's a race, one's an ethnicity, and the other's a nationality, and you would know the difference if you actually paid attention in school.
You guys are always saying that Black Americans don't know where they came from. Black Americans don't have a culture. So as usual, I'm going to draw you guys a picture to demonstrate some key facts here, okay? I can draw, just pretend this is Africa.
Now a local tax expert will do your taxes for $150 all in. No catch. No matter your situation.
Okay, this is South America, North America. This is Central America. And this is the Caribbean. It's not graphically up to scale, but just pretend for me. Europeans came over and they grabbed some people and took those people on boats. Okay, and they said, okay, some of y'all are coming here. This other country came and said, okay, we're taking you guys here. Another country came and said, we're gonna take you guys here. Okay, let's say this is like Brazil, okay? Brazilians, we consider them to have a culture. If you ask somebody today in 2024, where are you from? And they say Brazil, you're like, cool, accepted answer. If you go to Haiti and you're like, where are you from? And they say, I'm from Haiti, accepted answer. If you ask somebody, where are you from? And they say, I'm from Georgia, not accepted. No, where are you really from? See, you guys don't know where you came from. You guys don't know anything. Where's your language? Where's your history? What is wrong with y'all?
Oh, Black Americans don't know where they came from, so.
And that's on Hoodoo. That's on Hoodoo. Like, I get so many people that, you know, they come to African traditional religion, they immediately want to initiate into Isheshe and Voodoo and 21 Divisions and Candomblé, and I think that is beautiful, and I pray that you find everything you need whenever you do initiate. For me and myself, I am good right here. People be like, oh no, don't you want to initiate the such and such and such and such? No, I am good right down here. And that is on Hoodoo.
Everyone, say this with me. Black Americans do know where they're from. Try it again. Black Americans do know where they're from.
Thank you, my brother.
One more time. Black Americans do know where they're from. Got it? Let me help you understand completely. See, a lot of you are still believing in this archaic stereotype about Black people or Black Americans that we don't know where we're from because our ancestors were brought over here to this country as slaves, right? And y'all think that because of that, we have this deep desire to go back to somewhere in Africa. And we don't. Why? Because we're American. And we're proud to be Black Americans. You know why? Because Black American culture influences the entire fucking world. It has been changing the world for millennia, for ages, for decades, for centuries. I'm Virginian. I'm a Black American. My history is in Virginia. My current history is in Tampa, Florida. My dad was born in Virginia. My uncle was born in Virginia. My mom was born in Virginia. My grandfather was born in Virginia. My great-grandfather was born somewhere in Maryland. Here's another thing people seem to ignore, is that most Americans in general don't know where their ancestors prior to 1800 came from. It's not just Black Americans. You know why that is? Because we're a nation of immigrants. That's right, all of us. So when people say go back to where you came from, bitch, where? Virginia? We're here, and we're proud to be of it. Now, yes, does America have its bullshit? Absolutely. Does America have problems? Yeah, absolutely. Does Americans have racism? Absolutely. But something that y'all are waking up to in other parts of the country, the people who look like me, is y'all got them same problems. But Black Americans, see, we got about a 250-year jump on y'all. We've been dealing with this and fighting through this. We fought through slavery and we still here. We fought through a civil war. We still here. We fought through Jim Crow. We still here. The things Black Americans do.
Tell them, my brother. Tell them. Let them know.
And have been doing changes the entire world. When we started fighting for equal rights a long time ago, those fights benefited everybody else. So we're proud to be American. We're from here. And we ain't going nowhere. Yeah, we might go and do our DNA heritage and our roots and see what part, what, country in Africa and motherland did some of it originate, but we're not going to fly no flag. Stop it. Let it go. Black Americans do know where we're from. From right here. And that's damn good. Because y'all want to be like us.
Fact.
Black American culture influences the entire world. And y'all know that. So why would we not want to be Black American? Why would we not want to say that we're not Black Americans, that we don't know where we're from? Black American culture is the shit. Worldwide. And it's easily seen by looking at how people dress based off how we dress. How people sing, how people rap, how people dance, how people fight for certain rights. Black Americans started it and do it. There are a lot of people who bite American culture, Black American culture, and make profits off of Black American culture and ideas. So we're from America. We do know where we're from.
Y'all want to know what's funny? This is some funny shit. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. This is funny. They say we don't know our parents, yet we know who our mothers are. They say we don't have no language, but we all understand each other. Except for them. We don't understand them. And if everybody was from Africa, why the fuck didn't they keep their accent? Shouldn't we all be walking around boom tongue on tongue chong? Muba, 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 tu mu. I'm from Uganda. I'm from Uganda. Like, shouldn't we all be walking around like with some type of accent if we all from Africa? Like, when did we all ever have like arranged marriages?
Black she being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Because over the time, you know what I'm saying, of course we ain't gonna have accents. You know what I'm saying? I have a New York accent because I'm from the East Coast of New York. I'm from New York. But I don't agree with that part about the accent thing, because over time you emulate and you come and adapt and you become assimilate to what you around and what you hear. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's crazy. And for them to say we don't know our parents is just dumb. It's just like the Somalis tomorrow. They don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. And then trying to say like we one night stand children and all that. Man, it's disrespectful. I ain't even gonna lie. If I were there, I would have punched that nigga in his mouth, yo, because that's disrespectful to all the black queens across the board in America. My mama wasn't no hoe. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure my people's mamas wasn't hoes like that. Like, yo, y'all bugging with that. Say something like that, then try to lie and say, the Bible say, those who bless y'all should be blessed, those who curse y'all should be cursed. Y'all niggas is Muslim. That's Christianity. That's the children of Israel. That's Judaism right there. That's about the children of Israel. It's blasphemous. The Bible said anyone who add or remove anything should not be found in the book of life. You know what I'm saying? And y'all playing around with y'all souls. Y'all are straight idiots.
Americans don't know who they are, but we know our people. We know our people. We speak English. We speak English.
And they quick to say, oh, y'all don't speak your language. Y'all speak English. Like that dude, Franz Zanu, or whatever his name is. He trying to make it seem like Jamaica ain't have no culture, Haiti ain't have no culture, all these places have no culture, just to have his talking points. But he full of crap. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no such thing as, oh, culture is based off of worldwide views. That's not true. That's not what culture means. That's not the definition of culture. It's like, it kills me how people try to take things that have been around forever in a day and trying to make it something it's not. That kills me for real. They need to stop that foolishness.
Depending on where you're from, that is the accent that we go by. Like, for instance, I'm from Detroit. When a person from the South hear me, they know I'm automatically from the Midwest. When I hear a person from California, I automatically know they Californian. When I hear a person from Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Louisiana, I know they from Louisiana. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, I know they from the South. I even know if you from the country of the South. Oh, we know each other. Oh, we know. So if we came from Africa, wouldn't we have some type of connection to want to go?
I mean, the way she's saying is true, because everywhere I go, and I lived in like 21 different states, they'll be like, you from New York. Now, they could have just been like, you from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? But everybody on the East Coast don't sound the same, because people in Baltimore, that's the East Coast, and they sound Southern, you know what I'm saying?
Go back home. Because I know in those movies, they be wanting to go back home after they get freed, and they actually go back home, or they go to London. We want to stay here because this is where our ancestors are from. But they tricked us and said we don't have no culture. We don't know our language. This is our language, bitch. They gotta be jealous of something. It was them all along.
Creators, take these three.
That's crazy, yo. But true, how people be acting. Anyway, I'm saying, always know who you are as a person. Always know your background, your history, and things of that nature. Don't sit around not knowing anything. Have this whole reckless behavior of I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be something one day important that you need to know or have to know. You know what I'm saying? Like people that don't know their parents, you know what I'm saying, you might need a transplant, you might need to know their medical history, all type of things. Because most of us, when we go to the doctor, no matter what color, race you are, they always ask your family history. How you going to tell them if you don't know? You know what I'm saying? And we need to take care of ourselves more. You know, too many of us dying prematurely, you know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't have to be like that. But yeah, I'm up out of here. I'm about to drop this song on y'all. We Should Never Fold, about the black diaspora, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to connect another video to my song, Revolving Door. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can check that out. It's optional. You know what I'm saying? I was going to do another song from the Season of Concrete, but I was like, nah, I'll do it on the next one. Because that song, We Should Never Fold, actually go hand in hand with this podcast episode right here. But anyway, check out my merchandise, you know what I'm saying, on TeePublic, or you can just type in lyrical design BB Amour. That's BEBE Amour. It means baby love in French. You know what I'm saying? Boutique. You know what I'm saying? Now be careful because there is another baby love boutique. But saying I'll just spell BB Amour like this way, you know, in French. And you know, you can check out my merch, you know what I'm saying? Coffee cups, tumblers, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter under I am KGV of Faith. TikTok, so Infinity KGV of Faith. You know what I'm saying? Facebook, KGV of Faith. YouTube, as you can see, is KGV of Faith. And you can go to the website, So Infinity Music Works, where you can buy songs for like 99 cents a piece. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, building with me, learning with me. Because, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I've always been, like I said, detail oriented. So when I watch certain stuff, I get irritated because I'm like, dude, you're leaving this out or you leaving that out. Even when I'm following my wife, I'll be like, she talking about something important in the business. I'll be like, hey, you don't leave this out because that's something that's pivotal or something that needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm out. Love you guys. Peace.
Hey, yo, the black diaspora immigrants be tripping to my they know more than us, they better than us, they do better than us. Nigga, them niggas is delusional, son.
Enough respect to my people, even the ones I never know. God bless you and yours on the journeys of your soul. I know the pains and uncertainties that we undergo. How is everyone against us? But never should we fold. We the people of the sun in the world that treat us cold. It's ironic how they do us when our light have shape and mold. The way they diddy bop, speaking slang and where they close. The way they emulate our styles of music across the globe. The way they have the freedom come to Americans in droves. My people end up dying for freedom for some disrespectful souls. Double talking, double standard, can't touch the transcendent. We the culture's son. Black diaspora clicks can't stand it. From the black wrist to the Caribbean strips, we got some rooms up in your hand where we don't pay rent. How y'all special when your ancestors came off them ships just like mine? Now let me hit y'all with the bottom line. 9 million with degrees, y'all cannot top these. From associates, master bachelors, 2 PhDs. I spend the power in the trillions when it come to currencies. We could be our own nation with a high economy. We have 1.5 million millionaires out here. Y'all barely in 1,000 across the pond out there. 2.11 billion for black business out here. But y'all got not a lot, so stop that squawking over there. Even with the hip hop, y'all won't even exist over there. And that nigga Drake is a snake who can't stand on his square. He ain't no prolific writer. Use his ghost writers over here. Use his daddy black to connect with black people everywhere. Just to never burn the boy. Coach a roach a nigga, yeah. The Iceman coming, but he ain't welcome here. You want drama? Well, I got drama for fake niggas right here. There'll be no more disrespect for my people over here. And you Somalians ain't black. Y'all been screaming that for years. And that blessed curse scripture ain't about y'all niggas over here. We know the truth of scripture. So they never burn fair. And I can't forget about single moms y'all got out here. Y'all some hypocrites. Let's get this one thing clear. With your false prophecies, pumping lines in the air. Your immigrants won't take your place, but we ain't going nowhere.
We never fold, nigga. Yo. Never fold, baby.